commissioner's going to meet us at the plane on time, Mrs. McMillan?
Don't worry, Mildred. He'll be there.
Well, Sergeant, you can still change your mind and take your vacation with us.
Scotland's special to the commissioner, Mrs. McMillan. But the beach is better at Acapulco.
If you like one beautiful day after another.
This is Commissioner McMillan. Police Unit Y33, heading west of Duquesne in pursuit of Levinson in a tan sedan. License number 907, Oscar Lima Kilo.
This is Police Unit Y29, responding as backup pursuit.
Hope he's careful.
He better be. He has the tickets.
Book him. I have to be at the airport in 15 minutes.
Oh, this is just beautiful country.
Yeah, it sure is. I spent every summer here when I was a kid.
You know, I've never met a Laird. What do I call your uncle? Laird McMillan?
I'm sure he'll want you to call him Uncle Mike.
Listen, we've been driving around this lake for an hour.
Lock.
All right, Lock.
Small but rugged. Half mile across, 100 around, they say.
What are they looking for?
Oh, the Lochmoran monster.
Monster?
Mm-hmm. He's seen mostly in the gloaming. That means twilight. By people who spend an hour or two in the pub.
Yeah, that means bar. That's right, uh-huh. Well, I wouldn't mind drinking for a good cause. Wonder if the scotch is any good here.
Ah, here we are.
Mac, look at that tower. There ought to be a princess locked up in there.
It's a watchtower. Uncle Michael's probably up there right now, doing his accounts. Uncle Michael! Uncle Michael!
Uncle Michael! Oh, he's inside. You'll be Stuart, his nephew. He's expecting your rifle.
Is there a key?
There's no key. It's bolted inside.
I remember a window.
An arch is slit only 4 inches wide.
And 60 feet up. We'd best break down the door. Excuse me, sir. That does it.
Why did you do that?
Uncle Michael.
Why?
I don't understand.
Why?
He asked me to meet him here.
Oh.
I'm a solicitor, his attorney. 3:15, he said.
Why?
Now, why would he make an appointment if he was planning to do it?
Why?
I'll get the doors in. There was a man. I suppose I've been saying that for the last hour. I share your sorrow.
Desmond! Desmond! We just heard about it.
Mr. McMillan, this is
Jimmy.
Mac,
Sorry.
it's been a long time.
It certainly has.
This is my fiancée, Nell Barry. Is it true? Did he kill himself?
He was found alone with a gun in the tower room. The bullet matches the gun, and the powder burns out what they seem. In any case, you'll be free now, Jamie, to sell the castle.
If he sells.
Oh, he'll sell, lassie. Your fiancé looks like a McMillan, and the law makes him the new laird. But he has not a Scotsman's taste for the hard work.
Desmond, that was quite uncalled for.
He's right, though, you know, Nell. If I were English, I would be known as a wealthy eccentric. But we Scots, we don't have wealthy eccentrics. We just have ne'er-do-wells.
What do you do now, Jamie?
Well, at the moment, Nell and I are on the committee for the Heelan Games. In fact, we are the committee.
Ooh, there's a job for you now. 3 light days of duty every other year. Between times, he sells souvenir programs at Coronation.
Yeah, you do have the light touch there, Desmond. Well, you seem to have things well in hand, and, we have business. The games will go on, of course.
Of course.
Grandfather would have wanted it that way.
Jamie, do you think your grandfather would be the sort of man who would kill himself?
Well, he wasn't the sort.
No, he wasn't.
But what about all the evidence?
What about the evidence that he wasn't the sort?
I'd like to think that he didn't. I was a great disappointment to him. But I really loved that old man.
Mac? Do you think the shot could have come from there?
It's the Crofter's cottage, too far away.
It's direct line of vision.
Couldn't be the lawn. We'd have seen him from the driveway. Couldn't be the gully. It's an impossible angle.
Well, according to Mr. Ramsey, the McCready ghost is our prime suspect.
McCready ghost. Glad Mr. Ramsey isn't staying for dinner. I'd sure hate to hear that dull story again. He is staying for dinner.
Well, he said it was a great story. Of course, he did say it was better on a dark and stormy night.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
Mr. Ramsey's going to tell us some castle ghost stories.
A monster in the lake and a ghost in the castle, some vacation.
In the war against the Sacconing, the English, Castle Kinross was the headquarters for 2 clans, the McMillan and the McCready. The laird of the castle was the great Ian McMillan, and 4 of its 5 lieutenants were McMillans. The 5th one being Fergus McCready, referred to by some as Fergus the Infamous. Ah! Oh, no need for alarm, only a lying down. The authorities will restore power presently.
What is presently?
Somewhere between 2 minutes and a week.
Oh, it sounds like home.
On the eve of the Battle of Kinross, Ian and his chieftains galloped over to the castle in order to hide the McMillan treasure. Having done so, they were returning to the battlefield when suddenly Ian noticed that he had but 4 companions.
Fergus.
Aye, indeed. Returning to the castle, they found Fergus hidden in an alcove within the castle walls. If its walls you love more than honor, raged Ian, then its walls ye shall have. And he and his men began to seal Fergus up into the alcove. As the last heavy stone was emplaced, Fergus rose up and hurled forth his terrible curse. I shall not die. McMillan walls will not outlast Macready vengeance. And when I break free, woe to the McMillan laird, whoever he be then, for his life shall be forfeit. And so shall the lives of all his kinsfolk, even to their wives and servants. Ian and his chieftains were killed by the Sassenach, and the castle was ransacked. And a feud began between the two clans that has lasted for several centuries. Legends die hard in the Healing. Ah, we see. If I might have a wee drop more of the port. Oh, Mrs. McTaggart, would you be so kind as to fetch my coat? As for myself, I neither believe in ghosts nor blood feuds, or I'd never have been attorney to the McMillan laird.
You're a Macready?
Aye. Full-blooded. My grandfather died at 90, and it was his proudest boast that he'd ever spoken to a McMillan. Of course, that's pure Hieland superstition. But still, in my grandfather's honor, and to a spirit free at last, up the Macready. A magnificent dinner, I thank you kindly. Good night, McMillan.
I'm not nervous.
I'm glad you told me. Ready for bed?
Anytime. Mac, look. I thought this was your Uncle Michael's blood, but look, there's a nick on Bobby's ear. Mac, do you think there was somebody in the room? Do you think he was trying to defend his master, and when he did, do you think there's a connection?
Not quite. A man with a knife kills my uncle, nicks the dog's ear, then cuts himself into 4-inch strips and throws himself out through an archer's slit that wide. Go back to the ghost in the wall or the monster in the lake. Or better yet, come to bed.
Oh, I couldn't sleep with all this going on.
Try it.
Mac? Mac? Mac!
What is it?
The lights have gone out again.
It's a storm, Milton.
Now, but listen, there's something in the walls. Listen. Oh, it stopped. But I heard scraping, like somebody clawing, but from inside the
You heard
wall.
a ghost story as a power suggestion.
You heard a ghost story. I heard scraping.
All right, all right. We'll find the noise or the bar.
I'll settle.
You want to go too?
What do you think?
The bar's in the great hall. I am. Be quiet. Tommy! It's ice cold.
Mildred.
Now, I'm partial deaf, you know. but not so deaf as to sleep through this sort of larking about. Oh, out the window. What's that?
Somebody running.
Enright, prisoner. Well, come on in.
Here! Over the drain!
Drain?
Oh, were you expecting this gentleman?
I was just ringing the doorbell.
No, you weren't. The power's off.
No?
Did you see anybody out there?
No, sir, I was looking in, not out.
What are you doing here?
Well, it all started out as a joke.
A joke?
Yeah, well, suddenly it doesn't seem very funny. You see, I never really planned to go to Acapulco. I was always planning to come here and stay with you.
Well, why didn't you?
Well, I thought it'd be very funny if I took a later plane. And that way, you'd be so surprised to see me that you'd be glad to see me.
Well, we're always glad to see you, Sergeant.
Thank you, Mrs. McMillan.
We asked you to come along with us in the first place.
Thank you, too, sir. It's just wonderful being here.
How did you get here? I didn't hear a car.
Well, I rented one at the airport. Well, I was driving on the wrong side and someone ran me up a ditch off the road.
Well, you're here safely now. I bet you're hungry.
The kitchen is closed. Yeah, but the bar's still open.
Mildred.
I suppose you'll be wanting a room. You can have your choice with or without a ghost. Your breakfast is at 8 o'clock. Oh, go on.
What a rules.
Come on, Sergeant.
Glad you're here, Charlie.
It was a great surprise. We'll send a sandwich up here.
Thank you. My car is really in a ditch. I can't...
Well, now, top of the morning to you.
And the rest of the day.
Morning, Sergeant.
What's that?
Porridge.
Oatmeal.
Ugh.
It's traditional, according to Mrs. McTaggart.
Fried eggs and bacon all round. 3 pairs straight up, strips on the side. I mean, who can eat this stuff, right? I beg your pardon. Never mind, I'll take care of it. I thought this was an English-speaking country.
We do have a language barrier, though. The dog. Bobby, he saw it all, and I'm sure he would tell us if he could. Now, come on, Bobby. You were in the room. Who did it? Who did it?
Hello. I'm sorry. You'll be visitors. I'm Duncan, the gamekeeper, as my father was 40 years before me. At least it was until I gave my notice last week.
I'm Stuart McMillan.
Aye. You're the nephew, then.
That's right.
Aye. You're blood kin. You've a right to the fish in the streams and the birds of the gorse.
This is Mrs. McMillan. Charles Enright.
Well, I just stopped by with some fish for the laird.
The laird's dead.
Dead?
Shot himself. According to the local police.
Well, why would he? Oh, he was old, sure, but sound of wind and limb.
Indeed he was.
I know it hurt the old man to think his castle couldn't even afford a gamekeeper. But why would he do it? He believed in life. A gamekeeper knows.
You see, the games consist of the traditional field events, plus a couple of Scottish goodies like tossing the caber.
And sword dancing and the Highland fling.
And the piping contest. Don't forget the piping contest now.
That sounds like a big job.
Oh, it
When
is.
does it start?
Well, day after tomorrow, and it's very big. I tell you, Nell and I, we were up until midnight trying to get the thing straightened out. Hey, Thomas, tell me.
Did you get caught in the rainstorm?
Oh, no, Nell did. We were working at my place. Thomas, is that platform all right?
I'll need more than a platform to win, so seeing the Duncans entered.
Duncan? The ex-gamekeeper?
Aye.
Oh, Duncan's a fine piper. He's won the past 5 contests in a row. Tell me, why'd you call him the ex-gamekeeper?
Well, he quit a few days ago. I thought you knew.
Well, no, nobody told me that.
Oh.
You know, the stakes aren't holding very well. Did it rain last night?
What? Well, of course it rained last night. Don't you
I
remember?
went to bed very early. Are you coming to the games, Mac?
You couldn't keep me away.
Us. You couldn't keep us away.
Hey, Gov, can you show us now?
Alfie!
Oh, no, that's quite all right, really. I can show you. Mr.
Follinsby. Elf Follinsby.
Hello.
James Haberdasher, chipping cabinet. Oh, this is the Mrs. Flo.
Well, how do you do?
I don't suppose you've seen it.
It?
The monster.
Right. Oh. Not yet.
You see, the best time to see it now, is in the gloaming down by the big rock. I can show you where it is now if you'd like.
Ah, would you?
Well, of course I would. See you later. Press on, troops.
Well, you've seen it all now. The Highland Games every 2 years, and an occasional tourist trying to get a glimpse of the monster. That's about all that keeps this place alive.
Are you coming, Nell?
Uh-huh. Well, goodbye, Mac, Mrs. McMillan. Bye.
See you. English girls have such a lovely complexion.
Peaches and cream.
Charming girl. So gentle.
And such a liar.
Huh?
Well, their stories didn't exactly match on what they were doing last night.
Oh, Sally, they're engaged. How quickly one forgets.
You're right. We didn't always tell the truth when we were engaged.
Mm-hmm.
But we always told the same story.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Crofter's Cottage?
Right.
Right.
A widow named Annie Gray lives here. She leases the place for the shooting season. Round and back. Let's go this way.
Nine o'clock. Edge of the block.
Hello.
Howdy, friends. I'm Houston Gorman. I'm the tenant here, and this is Annie Gray, my pretty landlord. Oh,
hello,
landlady. Say hey to the folks, Annie.
It's nice to see you again, Annie.
Good to see you, Mac.
I'm Stuart McMillan.
Commissioner, San Francisco Police. Proud to make your acquaintance, sir.
How do you do? This is
And
my
this
wife.
must be your beautiful wife. Sally, isn't it? Well, Sally, you welcome to Crofter's Cottage.
Thank you.
Come on over, you folks, and sit a spell.
Thank you.
Of course, we knew you were in town. I tell you, when you've been away from the good old U.S. of A. long as I have, why, you know it when folks from God's country land here. No offense, Annie. I tell you, sometimes I get so hungry for the sound of an American voice. Uh-oh. You got us, Commissioner. We are litter bugs.
No.
Annie and I sit down here a lot watching that castle yonder. You know, I try to buy it from your uncle. Hey, it's a shame about him. Fine gentleman.
Uncle Michael wouldn't sell.
Looks like it could reach right out and touch them stones, don't it? Those are mighty powerful binoculars. No, he wouldn't sell, but his grandson will.
Jamie. Are you sure?
Jamie's got expensive tastes.
And an expensive,
Fiancé?
you could call it that. Well, you know what these London girls are like.
Of course, we'll offer him a fair price. So I represent Globe Hotels, Inc. They want to run tours here. 7 glorious days and 6 terrific nights in a Scotch castle.
Scottish.
And you're determined to buy it for Globe Hotels, Inc.?
You just double bet I am. Oh, Commissioner. Are you asking, did I shoot him just because he wouldn't sell and Jamie will?
No. But let me ask you something. Well, you're an expert on rifles, huh?
I'm the best there is.
Would it be possible that the shot that killed my uncle could be fired from here?
No way. It is not only 2,000 yards across the valley with the updrafts and crosswinds, but it's got to go through a 4-inch slit without hitting a wall. Another problem I'd have is, how do I get the fellow to stand right still just inside the slit while I get the shot lined up?
That's a tough shot.
An impossible shot.
Well, somebody solved the problem. No offense.
None taken. He was your uncle.
Well,
Hey, Commissioner, how about joining us for a little grouse hunting tomorrow?
Oh,
You know what a grouse is, don't you, Miss McMillan? That's a pigeon with a live wire ad agency. I tell you, Duncan's coming and Ramsey.
Oh, well, I'll try to make it.
Mac, grouse hunting, that's killing little birds.
Well, that's the idea. Is that a deal?
That's a deal.
Oh.
See you. So long, Annie.
Nice to see you again, Mac.
I think Uncle Michael would like me to go on this hunt.
sorry to disturb you, sir, but Mrs. McTaggart heard some noises downstairs. It sounds like digging to me.
Digging?
Digging?
What's this down here, sir?
This is the oldest part of the castle, as I remember it. They used to call it the keep.
The keep?
Uh-huh.
Oh, how lovely. Where they keep people.
Sure you want to come down here?
If you're down here, you sure ain't gonna find me up there.
It's locked.
Or stuck. We'll never know.
Upstairs. There's someone upstairs.
Not anymore. It was an outside door.
Well, wait for me!
Sorry, sir, he got away. I just can't seem to run on turf. I'm better on asphalt.
The guy was really moving.
Mm-hmm.
It's faster than last night. I wonder why.
Bird down.
Painting your boots blue?
Oh no, I got that painting the judges stand.
Maybe we should separate. Beat down this hill and across the valley. I'll do the left flank.
See you later, Mac.
What we have got to do, Mrs. McMillan, is be logical.
Logical. An old man climbs up here once a week to do the bookkeeping for a castle that can't even afford a gamekeeper. He puts a trivet under his teapot to protect the top of the desk. But the top of the desk is marble. It is not affected by heat. Life is not logical.
Maybe not, but I have a theory. Now, according to my theory, the killer was trapped inside the castle last night.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Witness. The body was here, the rifle here. That door was locked, the window too small to get out of.
Right.
Ballistics has proven that the rifle was the murder weapon, and the powder burns tell us that it was fired at a very close range. Suicide, right?
Right.
Because if it was murder, the murderer would have been trapped right inside this room. Unless
he disappeared through the walls.
That's my theory.
You're kidding.
No, I'm serious. I'm talking about a secret passageway.
You're kidding.
Now, you might have noticed the last time I was in here that I scraped mortar off various parts of the wall.
I was wondering what that was all about.
Well, this morning I went into the village and I talked the custodian into letting me into the school.
And?
And they have a science lab there with some carbon dating equipment. It's pretty primitive and physics really isn't my field, but I made some tests.
And?
The mortar in this section of the wall is 500 years old. Over here, 300 years old.
Wow.
But within the 300-year-old area, the mortar is much more modern.
How much more modern?
Well, I can't really be sure. Maybe 5 years? Maybe only a couple of days.
What are we waiting for?
Right.
happened, Mac? Sounded like a firefight.
Are you all right, sir?
I'm in great shape for a man who's been shot at with a rifle.
Rifle? In a grouse area? Are you sure?
I know the sound of a rifle when I hear one, right?
Yeah, that was a rifle. Any deer on this parade?
Enough to attract more than a few hunters. Some of them are very careless.
Careless enough to fire 4 shots at me?
You're lucky you're not on your way to be stuffed and mounted.
Pretty good, not slow to go.
Yeah, well, let's see, that just about does it. Okay, here. Now let's
Push it.
see if... Yeah, that's good. Yeah, works easy. Hey, it's just like a door.
It's open back there, Sergeant.
Okay. Now,
It's a passageway.
let me see what's back there. You stay here.
Fat chance.
It's like being inside of a well.
It's like a room, sort of.
I don't see any way that a man can get out of here.
You realize who you found, of course.
Yes, the long-lost Fergus McCready, and we weren't even looking for him.
Now, it's my theory that the murderer came to this room sometime before your uncle. He opened this secret door, went into the chamber, closed the door behind him, and waited. At last, your uncle came up the stairs. He comes into the room, closes this door, and locking himself into the room. Then the murderer opened the secret door, crept out of the passage, and killed your uncle. Bang! I kill him. I hear the voices. Into the wall.
Well, it could work. It's possible.
Charlie,
Yeah.
would you mortar up the wall now, please? From the inside?
I guess he'd have to have long, thin fingers, wouldn't he?
Never mind, Charlie. Good try.
Well, my theory was good in the abstract. Just wasn't any good in the concrete.
Well, you know what my father always said. First, find your motive. Then you've got your murderer.
Everybody's got a motive. Jamie's the heir. Nell's got Jamie. Ramsey's a McCready, don't forget that. Houston wants to buy this place, and Annie Graham's got Houston. And Duncan quit because no one knows why. Anyone else?
Mrs. McTaggart. Well, I think she had a crush on the old man.
Unrequited love. Oh, I've had enough for the day. Let's call it quits.
Yeah, let's take a ride around the lobby.
Good idea. Mac.
All right.
It doesn't ever get dark in this country.
That's the gloaming.
Well, I think it's just about the most romantic part of the day.
We like a lot of light.
You didn't used to mind it before we got married.
You think of that time in Candlestick Park?
No, I was thinking of that time in Emeryville in the drive-in movie at 3 in the afternoon. And you told me they had a show in the afternoon.
They did. For the man who came around to check the sound system.
Mac, look! Is that a monster? Is that a real monster?
Oh, yes, yes.
It's gone. Oh, look, tea and scones.
Oh, not for me, thanks. But it was something with enough power to move through the water, well, like a monster.
Could it have been towed by a boat?
No, there was nothing above the surface except those fins, and it was absolutely silent.
Sergeant, it was so quiet you could hear that little carousel over at the games grounds.
Oh, you know what they call that, sir? That is called a side skirt.
But the one you found didn't have one. Wonder why? You know, I've seen something like this somewhere. Not as part of the armor, but separate, used for something. If your Aunt Eleanor gave you one for Christmas...
She wouldn't, darling. She's into modern.
Well, if she did, what would you do with it?
Well, I'd give it to Aunt Louise. Her birthday's in January. She loves useless things.
Part of Fergus' armor missing. That is strange. Perhaps it was stolen. Did you not say there was a break-in recently?
Within the past 5 years, according to Enright.
And now...
But why steal just part of the armor?
Mac.
And here he is to play the tune that caught the judge's ears. Up with the bonnets of Bonnie Dundee by this year's winner, Thomas Sinclair of Glenabbin.
Sinclair? But I thought Duncan was...
Duncan! It was a certainty.
Didn't make the finals. Short of breath he was.
Duncan!
Hi, Mac. You're still taking the high road.
In Scotland.
Let's take a walk.
Good idea.
Oh, Enright.
Excuse me, Commissioner, but there's a fly casting competition over there. I don't want to miss it.
I hope you catch a nice fish.
Bye, Sergeant.
Going very well, Jamie.
Yes, isn't it?
Is that the stand you painted yesterday?
Oh, yes. I did a very good job, too, I think.
No. It was blue paint on your boot. The stand's green.
Oh, well, I must have got that someplace else. Hey, McDougal!
Mac, Nell says they're selling some terrific tweeds. You want to go over and look at them?
Huh?
You want to go over and look at them?
2 horses on that carousel. I'm just a nut for carousels. I'll see you later.
He'll do anything to get out of shopping. Come on.
Bye, Mac.
What is that? It's paper tossing. Well, it looks like he's throwing a telephone pole. Or a tree. Well, as Mildred would say, it'll never replace the roller derby.
Watch out!
Yeah.
Sally, are you all right?
You know, in our country, we try to keep to the left.
Ah, very good, Miss McTavish. You're really getting the hang of it.
Call me Mora.
Boy, was I lucky. You're saving me from that caber tossing.
Look at Enright. You're not the only one.
Hey, what's the matter with you, Bobby? You gone daft?
Bobby.
Why, thank you, Bobby. I can use all the compliments I can get. Come on, Mac, hurry up. I'm dying for a peek.
You should learn the value of anticipation, lass.
There's a wee duck in Doris, just a wee drop, that's all. There's a wee duck in Doris, before we gang aboard. There's a wee wifey waiting in a wee button bend.
Hello, is my husband in there?
There's a wee duck in Doris, before we gang aboard. There's a wee wifey waiting in a wee button bend. If you can say it's a Bob Bricks, moonlight next, you're all right, you can.
You look fabulous. Turn around. I want to see if your hem is straight.
This is one drafty castle, you know that?
Would you like to borrow some pantyhose?
Would you like the back of me hand?
You look great.
Is my sporran right? It's supposed to be hanging in the center.
Oh, the little purse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put a little lipstick in there. For me.
You know, I think Bobby prefers me as a Scotsman.
Keep your knees together, darling. I know what Bobby doesn't like. Did you see the way he was barking at Ramsey? And I've seen him barking like crazy at Duncan, the gamekeeper.
Oh, Sally, stop waiting for Bobby to solve my uncle's murder. Dogs bark. They also wag their tails. I've seen him do both at Duncan and at Ramsey, among others.
You decent?
Come on in, Mildred.
You call that decent? Go put some pants on.
We've been through that already, Mildred. What's up?
What time is this shindig?
In an hour, and it's not a shindig. It's the traditional turning over of the castle to the new laird, Jamie.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Great Hall is filling with Scotsmen, and Mrs. McTaggart is already passing out the booze.
Then what are you doing up here?
Aren't you amusing?
Tut.
Mrs. McT has never heard of drink coasters. By the time Jamie moves in, there are going to be rings all over that good furniture.
Oh, all that good mahogany. Those old-time lairds should have put their armor on their tabletops instead of on their warriors. You'll work it out, Mildred.
Yeah, well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Sally. Would you find Enright and meet me up in the tower?
Darling, what about the ceremony?
Oh, this time.
Mac?
Huh?
There's something that I've always wanted to know.
What?
What does a Scotsman wear under his kilt?
Later.
Mac?
Sir? Guests are arriving.
Just solved a crime. A crime that happened 300 years ago. Fergus McCready. And you put me onto it, Sally.
Of course I did. I did.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back 300 years. Remember the legend. The McMillan walled up Fergus McCready because he'd found him hiding in the castle the night before a battle. Figured him out to be a coward.
But he was really a thief.
Fergus came back to the castle, dug up the treasure, reburied it someplace else. And the secret died in the wall with him. That's why the treasure disappeared.
I put you on to all of that?
Sure. Remember the other day when you wondered why anybody would need a trivet to protect a marble tabletop?
You weren't even there.
Oh, well, I showed it to him. I know you said it wasn't logical, but it seemed logical to me, so I...
The missing piece from Fergus's armor.
Well, how did that get in here?
Uncle Michael. Sometime in the last years, remember the new mortar? Uncle Michael found Fergus. Understood what this meant. Used it as a trivet so he could keep it around.
But why?
Fergus scratched the location of the treasure on it.
Well, why wouldn't Uncle Michael just dig up the treasure?
Well, Jamie, I would think. You can't get rid of a castle in a day, but you certainly can a treasure. And Jamie, being the spendthrift that he was, Uncle Michael wanted to wait and make sure that Jamie was mature enough.
Mac, this doesn't look like the map to a treasure. It says BQ3.
That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't it?
Mm-mm.
Follow me. When we were down here before, it occurred to me that this floor looks like a chessboard.
Chess? I still don't get it.
Well, Sergeant, each chess square has a name, so you can write the game down. For example, BQ3 would be black's queen's third.
The only problem is there are more squares down here than there are on a chessboard, and furthermore, I can't tell which wall's black's. Now, our digger has already done some testing. I'll bet we can catch him here red-handed tonight.
Suppose he doesn't dig tonight.
That's his last chance. Jamie moves in tomorrow. Besides, he already learned that he can be heard upstairs.
Tonight there'll be a dance band and pipers.
Fire a cannon down here, it'd never be heard upstairs. So, Enright, you and I'll have to wait for him.
Mac, you can't.
Why not?
You're a big part of the ceremony tonight.
I can handle the surveillance, sir. Well, it's dark down here. I have the advantage of surprise. Besides, it's too damp down here for skirts.
All right, Charlie, but be careful. Remember, one of those people upstairs is a murderer.
Good night, Sergeant.
Good night. What a way to spend an evening.
You wear the tartan very well.
Why, thank you.
Oh, he just puts it on and lets it sell itself.
Now.
Want to dance?
Yes, let's.
Ooh, I should warn you about the castle tradition. Never a first dance under this roof between husband and wife.
Far be it for me to go against a castle tradition. Excuse me.
She just made that up. Would you care for a fling?
Beg pardon?
Would you care for a fling?
Oh, you don't fling to this music, only the pipes. But I'd be honored to lead you in a foxtrot. George Macduff.
Sally McMillan. Lead on, Macduff. You know what they say about he who cries enough. You've heard that before.
Many times. Many, many times.
I see Nell is stuck with some big cloud.
Isn't he your husband?
So you're right. I never recognize him when he's dancing with someone else.
Thank you very much, Mrs. McMillan.
Oh, you're very welcome.
May I fetch you something to wet your whistle?
Oh, that'd be nice.
I'll be right back. Meet me by the black wall.
Mrs. McTaggart. Mrs. McTaggart, is there a black wall anywhere about? They all look sort of beige to me.
The black wall, you say? That's not color. It's from chess. The north wall.
Well, what makes the north wall black?
The McMillan who built this place was a hound for chess. Wouldn't he play with the morning sun in his eyes? And always played white. So the south wall of every room is known as the white wall.
Does that mean that the north wall of the keep would...
Wrong, missus. Too many squares for chess in that chamber. It's across from the keep. That's the old chess room.
Thank you, Mrs. McTaggart. You've been very helpful. Man. Man.
Wait, man! Quiet, please. You cannot interrupt the ceremony.
I'm sorry.
Try a bit of the salmon, love.
Maybe later, Mrs. McTaggart. Thank you. Sergeant! Sergeant! Sergeant Enright! Charlie? Charlie, it's me, Mrs. McMillan. It's okay, it's me. You're looking in the wrong room. It's across the hall. Sergeant, it's the room across the hall, and the north wall is the black wall.
Thanks to the missus, I know where to dig.
Sorry, Sergeant.
I'll take that. Come on. It's rightfully mine. Aye. McCready died for it and wrote the clue to find it. Aye, I'm a McCready. I thank you to turn round, Sergeant.
The scepter of the McMillan, strong and straight. All here bear witness that you accept it willingly, with all encumbrances thereto. The last man who carried it with great honor. I wish it and the family name the same good fortune in your hands.
Those present are bound to inform all those in their ken in these mountains that Jamie McMillan is the true and only possessor of all properties, honors, titles, and licenses pertaining to the Laird of Kinross. And henceforth, he shall be known as the McMillan. Up the McMillan.
Grabs you, don't it? I get that same funny chill like when they pick Miss America. It's a great show for the hotel.
Excuse me, do you see my wife?
No.
You don't need a hostage. They can't catch you now. You didn't quit your job. You got fired when Uncle Michael found you digging for the treasure, right?
You're a smart lass. Now be quiet. I have some hard driving to do.
Any idea where he was heading?
Well, sir, when I came to, I looked out the window and I saw a car going down the lock road very fast.
There's a chance. We could cross it a lot faster than Duncan could go around. Come on.
Ah, there aren't any boats. How'd you know it was Duncan?
He lost the piping contest. Why did he lose? Because he was out of breath.
Oh, he couldn't resist the chance to dig while the castle was empty.
Raced back to the games, met his accomplice.
Accomplice?
Jamie.
What?
Jamie.
Excuse me.
I need it. You're going to run it for me.
It?
The Lochmoran monster.
Oh, come on now. You don't really believe there is such a...
Rope burns on your hands, blue paint on your shoes from the carousel, mud from near the lock. And I heard the music when I saw the monster.
I don't know anything about
I haven't
that.
got time to argue with you. You're going to run the monster now.
The village needs a monster in order to survive.
What
That's
about
why-
my wife's survival? Come on. I can cut across the lake a lot faster than they can drive around.
Brother Ben?
You could have killed me.
I can make that kibber sit up and play any lorry. I was only throwing you a scare.
And it was you that shot at Mac when he was on the grouse hunt.
Quiet. All we've done is scare folk so far.
Drive faster, Duncan.
There's none from the castle can catch us now.
Oh! Water is like ice.
Give Jamie the signal.
If you fall off of this thing, you'll freeze or drown or both.
Give Jamie the signal.
Yes, sir.
We're leaving now, Flo. I've got to be back at the shop Monday morning. So to hell with the bloomin' monster what's too shy to show himself.
It's all a fake, anyhow.
Flo, the lake.
Eh?
Do you see?
Oh, it's a blooming Scot. They'll never believe this in Wormsley Park.
Is it going, Flo?
What's that?
I'll move it.
Hey, Ben. Ben. Ben? Hey, Ben. Ben?
How did you get here?
If I told you, you wouldn't believe it. The McMillan treasure.
Yeah, I'm touched. Yeah, my friends all hope there will be enough here, so they won't be touched for a while. Well, thank you, Duncan, for saving me the digging. If my Latin is reliable, these shares assure us of handsome dividends from all those people traveling the Northwest Passage to India. Yeah, through 1819.
There's more in there, Jamie.
Oh, look. It's a necklace. Yeah, modest but lovely. To be worn by the mistress of Castle Kinross.
Hey, you're selling this place to me.
As they say in your country, sir, no way.
Now, just a minute.
Up the McMillan.
It's a happy conclusion for you, McMillans. And as soon as we prepared a legal case against these two for the murder of the laird, you'll get your just revenge.
We ne'er killed the old man. Took his treasure, aye. But we're nae murderers.
I suspect they're right, Mr. Ramsey. A murderer would have dealt more harshly with my wife and Charles Enright. There's no real link between the treasure and my uncle's death. I'd like to propose a toast. Michael McMillan was more than a father to me. It was a rare privilege to know him. And I've not been able to prove, as I'd hoped, that he was murdered. But I would like to propose a toast to this man whose noble life cannot be diminished by the events of a single day. To the late laird, whose death, whose suicide, I will not accept, because it's simply unacceptable. To the late laird.
Come on, Bobby, stay down or I'll never get this fly tied. Well, so I just thought that since the case is solved that, Miss McTavish has taken me to a secret place she knows where we can get in some good night fishing.
Just a second. May I? That's it. May I ask you all, Ramsey, Jamie, Houston, join me in the tower room in about 10 minutes? Come on, Bobby. Come on.
Come on, Bobby.
Thank you for your patience. I am happy to tell you that sometimes the unacceptable is also the untrue. Uncle Michael did not commit suicide. He was murdered. And in front of a witness. The witness, as my wife was the first to sense, is a dog, Bobby. And he's already testified 3 times. First, by barking at you, Duncan. Then at you, Mr. Ramsey. Then at Charles Enright. Or so we thought. Actually, he was barking at a fishhook. I'll show you why. Our murderer took a fishhook and line, which is almost invisible, attached it to a trigger of a preloaded gun before Uncle Michael came into the room, wrapped it around the butt of the rifle, out through the window, threw it up to the parapet above. Then he went up there and waited. Uncle Michael walked to the window, probably when he heard the sound of my voice from the driveway. Uncle Michael! Uncle Michael! 1 yank to pull the trigger. The second yank, much stronger, to pull the gun off its mounting. Bobby got nicked the first time, trying to capture that instrument that killed his master. Good boy.
But this is all pure speculation.
No, the line left marks at the top of the slit. And my wife and I saw the murderer.
We did?
Late that night. He had to wait till dark to make his escape.
Mac, why would he come back the following night?
He didn't. Remember that first night we saw a man running? Mm-hmm. Then the second night we saw a man running, only faster?
Mm-hmm.
which puzzled me because a man escaping always runs at his own top speed, which means that there had to be two men, one each night.
It was me the second time.
Yeah, you were down in the cellar digging. And the first night, it was the murderer who waited up on that roof until Uncle Michael could walk to the window.
But, Mac, how would he know when to pull the trigger if he's up on the roof?
Yes, of course. He couldn't see anything from there. Well, you could guess at it, I suppose.
Bad luck, Mac. It was a doozy of a theory while it lasted.
He's right. No way to know if the laird was in his sight.
Right. But what if there were two of them? The murderer up on the roof, and someone out there to signal him when to fire.
Where out there? There's no place with a clear view and cover?
Yes, there is. The Crofter's cottage. Mrs. Gray's place.
Well, but it's too far to fire.
Not too far away to observe. Through mighty powerful binoculars. What was your signal to Houston, Mrs. Gray? Everyone knew that Uncle Michael would never sell this place. But you knew that Jamie would. You had to sell this place to Globe Hotels, didn't you? Living off expenses you'd never earned. Wasn't that it? What were you thinking of, Mrs. Gray, when you stood there and watched the tower, smoked all your cigarettes, and waited? Didn't you ever wonder how you could let this con man talk you into killing a laird?
Don't answer him, Annie. It's a trick.
What was your signal, Mrs. Gray? Did you raise an umbrella?
I lowered it. God help me, I lowered it.
Everybody stand right there. I'm really very good with this.
Thank you, Sergeant. You can go fishing now.
Thanks for everything, Mac.
We're really grateful.
You know, it's not going to be the same around here without you. Very, very quiet. The next Healing Games are not for 2 years.
I think the village will get by. I somehow have the feeling that the monster may appear again. Come on, Bobby.
They die hard, monsters.
Of course, Bobby goes with the castle, but if you ever get tired of him, San Francisco can always use another good detective.
We seen him, we did, as plain as ruddy O'Day.
Yeah.
The Flying Scotty is, according to the new laird hereabouts, gone forth from his castle to recover his stolen treasure.
We have to get by.
Well, when's the best time to see him?
Any time in the gloaming.
We'll show you the best watching spots.
But you've got to have patience, mind.
And an eye moves light as a breeze through ever. Tall he is, 8 feet tall, I'd say.
A remarkable story.
And devilish handsome he is.
And somehow has the ring of truth.
I know. Follow that cable car.
Nice work, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant.
I guess that winds up the Levinson case.
Push the seat back a little ways. It's a lot better.
If I were you, Commissioner, I'd spend the evening in a hot tub.
A good idea if I can talk 6 people into climbing in with me. Gotta make a seance.
You're going to a seance tonight, sir?
Afraid so.
Well, don't be afraid. I've been. They're a little spooky, sure, but it's worth it considering the information you pick up.
Information you pick up?
Yeah. What's the name of your seer, sir?
Not my seer, it's the seer of a friend. A very dear friend has just been told her husband is coming back from the dead.
From the dead? That's quite a trick.
Yeah. That's why I want to be there.
We are here among the dead, waiting for you who are out there in the great beyond to communicate with us. We ask that you make your presence known. Ours is a distinguished group here tonight. Commissioner of Police Stuart McMillan and his lovely wife. Magician Harry Hastings, known professionally as the Great Mandini, who last week here at this table heard the spirit of Arthur Kendall speak to us. The gracious and beautiful Nora Dane. And most important of all, Arthur asked that his beloved wife Evie be here with us, and she is. Evie Kendall is here and waiting, accompanied by her doctor, Eli Spake. Join hands, please.
Well, old Gabriel's apparently putting in an appearance tonight. Now, that's her best trick. From here on, it's usually downhill.
I feel the presence of Arthur Kendall. Arthur is trying to get through. Arthur, we know you are here. We ask you to join us in our circle of love.
Evie. 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 Oh, Evie. Oh, Evie. Why? Why did you kill me? Why did you murder me?
Evie, now listen to me. Listen to me, Evie. It's all right. Now, come on, I'll take you home.
Sally, come with me, please.
Are you coming, Nora?
No, I'd just be in the way, but please tell her again how awful I feel. God, to lose your husband's bad enough, but to have him called from the dead. I should know. Mine called from Hong Kong last night to tell me that the alimony'd be late again.
Oh, well, at least it was a friendly call. Nora, will you tell Mac that I went with Evie?
Madam Zara, would you mind telling me how this trick was done?
I most certainly would mind. Do you think I shake like this after a trick? A cheap trick. It's true. I do sometimes resort to tricks. I can command this trumpet to float in midair. But, Commissioner, what you have just seen was a true visitation.
Sally wanted you to know she went with Evie.
Okay, thanks, Nora.
Admit, I wonder why I was chosen myself. Why he picked me for one of the great psychic experiences. Obviously, there is a purity about me that even I hadn't recognized. But I was ready. And what you saw was a true miracle from the grave, an anguished soul pointing an accusing finger at the person who murdered him. I think I'm going to give up the trumpet.
Yes, ma'am. Harry.
I don't know, Mac. I don't know how she did it. I've checked every wall and every baseboard, and I don't know. I know she's a first-class fraud, but last week I heard him, and tonight I saw him.
How dare you, Harry Hastings? I have seen many of your tricks, but I have always remained polite. And now tonight, you see a true visitation, and you can't even be gracious about it. You are riddled with jealousy. But I take that as a supreme compliment.
Then I trust you'll take it as a supreme compliment if I call the bunco squad to go over this room.
I am deeply honored.
I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him.
Of course you didn't, Evie. We all know that.
Why did he say it? Why?
We don't know that it was Arthur.
Mac doesn't believe in ghosts. I don't either.
Look, she really should be resting now.
No.
Evie, you're going to take a sedative. You've got to rest.
No, not yet. I want to tell Mac and Sally everything.
That can wait till tomorrow.
No, now. Mac, you and Sally remember this little item? A memento of my suicide attempt 2 years ago.
I don't think that now is the time to discuss it. Eli's right. Let's wait till tomorrow. Good night's sleep.
I'm not discussing suicide. I'm talking about this razor. After I tried to use it, Arthur hid it. I never knew where.
That's right. Then, maybe a month ago.
I'm telling this, Eli. A month ago today, I found it lying open on my dressing room table. And only a week later, I opened a closet door and found a suit of Arthur's clothes hanging there, caked with blood.
Darling, must you?
Yes, I must. And yesterday, an oil portrait of Arthur that had been put away in storage. Come with me, please. It suddenly reappeared, there on the wall. When the maid saw it, she quit. I stood here staring up at it and remembered the day that I tried to quit. That was the worst fight that Arthur and I ever had. The very next night, he called from our cabin in the mountains and asked me to join him there. But I didn't. No, I didn't. I wasn't the one that fired that gun. I never went.
Evie, you were proven innocent.
Yes. Yes, you did that for me.
No, a jury did.
Evie, you've been through more than enough for one night. Now, please, take a sedative now.
No. No.
Evie, what is it?
Smells like tobacco smoke.
It was my last birthday present to him. Why is this happening? Why?
That's why we're here, Evie. Find out why.
And Mac will, Evie.
It's Arthur. It's Arthur. Find him, please. He's got to be here. He is here. I can feel his presence. He's in this room right now. Show yourself, Arthur. Show yourself, Arthur.
There. Ghost giving me the willies. My grandmother used to live in a haunted house. I was a little girl at the time.
Your grandmother used to live in a haunted house?
Mm-hmm, was all she could afford.
Did you ever see any ghosts?
Oh, sure, I saw them. But I never heard one talk like you two did last night. Arthur Kendall talked, wow.
He talked.
Somebody talked.
But what did he sound like with his head shot off?
She's got a point there, you know that?
I mean, that poor man up there in the mountains trying to get a little rest. He opens the door and there stands somebody with a shotgun. What do I mean, somebody? If he said his wife killed him, she did. And that's why his poor ghost is earthbound. No one will believe him.
Mildred, Evie did not kill him.
Oh, I know she's one of your closest friends, Mrs. McMillan. But if Arthur said she did it, she did it. Oh, would you like a little coffee?
Thank you.
Oh, I better get some fresh.
Mac, what if Evie starts thinking like Mildred does? She'll become convinced that she did kill him, and it'll drive her insane. You can't let that happen, Mac. She's counting on you.
I know. The problem is trying to figure out what our friend the ghost is counting on.
We covered every square inch of that seance room, sir. Nothing. Marnie Ellsworth couldn't have been more cooperative.
She's been waiting all her life to be investigated by a bunco squad.
Yeah, well, I also had them check into her past. Always a lot of hocus pocus, but always within the law.
What's that odor?
Oh, oil of cloves, sir. I got a molar that's killing me. Nice smell, huh?
Very nice. There it is.
boy. When Harry Hastings says a man's home is his castle, he isn't kidding.
Hello in there.
Well, now what do we do?
We say open sesame. You see? Mac, I'm on lower level 2. I'll go first, Sergeant.
It's wet.
Hello, Mac.
Sergeant Enright, this is the great Mandini.
Sergeant? Well, we're getting the hands in shape, putting together our new show.
Didn't know you gave him any more, Harry.
Well, except on special occasions, I don't. Like the circus, the day of magic, the day of the magician is almost over. Night of the wizard, twilight of the gods, you might say. However, I'm booked into one last grand tour. We're opening tonight at the Club Castile. Toothache, Sergeant?
No, I mean, I'm just a little on edge.
Feel better?
It's gone.
Temporary relief. In a few hours, it'll wear off, so I advise you to check with your dentist. Otherwise, I'm in trouble with the ADA. Here, Sergeant, let me show you another. Take a card.
Harry, Enright and I are here to talk about last night.
Mac, what if I were to tell you... What if I were to tell you that I didn't think it was a trick?
Oh, come on, Harry. You don't believe in ghosts any more than I do. You've exposed every case we ever handed you. He's caught more frauds than any man I know. Given expert testimony in court, time and time again. All negative, Harry. No such thing as ghosts. Don't tell me now, after all this, that you're suddenly going to start believing in them.
I know what I saw. Nobody could be more shaken than I.
You can't honestly believe that Arthur Kendall came back from the dead and talked to us.
Mac, please try to understand what all this means to me. I mean, the search to find the supernatural has been the quest of every great magician, and for obvious reason. With all our illusions, tricks, devices, we still secretly want to believe that such a thing does exist, called the true magic, that extra step into the unknown. And last night, after all these years, I witnessed it. I heard it. I saw it. My body, I felt cold, clammy. Because I knew that here it is. The dead can return. And no wizard of legerdemain, myself included, could ever create an illusions so real as the ghost of Arthur Kendall.
The medium sat here, Nora Dane here, and the magician here. Evie Kendall here and Dr. Spake here. Sally and I sat over here. Arthur Kendall appeared about here from my sightline.
We checked, sir, and there was no evidence of projection equipment or mirrors to create the image.
That means the image was created by the presence of a real person.
In the flesh, sir.
These drapes concealed the door through which he obviously came.
But, sir, that door was locked.
It was locked when I tried it. Doesn't mean it was locked when he tried.
Well, Commissioner, conducting your own private seance, I see.
No, just consulting the future, Chapman. Trying to see if the district attorney is ever going to win a case.
That's good, Mac. Very good. Now look into the past and see if you should have won the case of Evie Kendall.
Why? You thinking of putting a ghost up on the witness stand?
I'm dreaming about it. Especially about the part where he testifies to the fact that she killed him.
What's your angle?
Justice isn't an angle, Commissioner.
Why don't you turn that into a bumper sticker? You know that Evie Kendall was acquitted of that murder. And even if she walked into this room right now and confessed, the laws of double jeopardy would prevent you or anyone else from taking legal recourse. So, what's your angle?
Well, let's see. She testified that she took sleeping pills that night. But did she? She could have driven up to that mountain cabin, killed him, and who would have known? If I can prove she lied about that alibi, we've got her on perjury, 1 to 14 years.
Look, Chapman. Evie Kendall is in a very delicate and dangerous state of mind. This is not the time to force her to relive that case with a lot of hard questions.
You and your wife are just too close to her, Max. She could have done it, you know, and a thing like murder shouldn't be allowed to just lie there.
No, it shouldn't, and it should have been solved by now.
It could have been solved by now. Tell me, Mac, what bothers you more? That you saw a ghost? Or that you let a murderess get off scot-free?
How about my specialty?
No, just rub my neck. Did you ever have the feeling you were being used, Sally?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's the way I feel. Hello?
Commissioner, I found a report that a lawyer now dead was called upon to draw up a contract of some kind between Arthur Kendall and Harry Hastings.
What kind of a contract?
Well, the deal was never made, sir, so we don't know.
But Harry Hastings does.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pandora's box. Contrary to legend, Pandora never opened the box, never discovered the contents. Its hideous creatures were never set loose over the countryside. It was taboo, forbidden. And for that reason, in 1704, this lock was placed on it. Through all the long years and the many centuries since then, Pandora's box has remained
Nora,
closed.
I wish Joe would come back.
Shut.
They're divorced. My little romantic, you do know what that means.
I don't want to discuss it.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a rare and eerie experience. Tonight, this night, for the first time in history, Pandora's box is to be opened.
Scare you?
Great looking. I think Pandora's gonna jump out.
And land in your lap. You're the one who wanted ringside.
I love it.
terrifying, those women. I'm not easily frightened, but if I were, well, it'd be enough to drive you batty. You do think it's a little scary, don't you, Mac?
Do you suppose that was the deal?
What?
The deal between Arthur and Harry. To drive Evie out of her mind.
Horrible.
Come in.
Great show, old great Mandini.
Absolutely terrifying. You want to see my goosebumps?
Sally, no.
I could show you a few of my own.
You mean you scare yourself?
Only on opening night.
That Pandora's Box illusion's quite a horror show, Harry.
I hope so.
You always end your act with a number that leaves them screaming?
That's my trade, Mac. It's part of it anyway.
It could scare the wits out of anybody.
I didn't make that deal with Arthur Kendall, Mac. In fact, when he asked me to drop by that afternoon, I assumed that he and Evie were both there, and it was just for a visit. I quickly discovered that he was alone, and...
It's a surprise party, Harry. Evie's birthday. It'll be quite a group, 20, 30 people. Now, just before Evie comes down the stairs, I'm gonna make sure there's a power failure.
Power failure? You're suggesting she come downstairs in the dark?
Well, why not? That's the idea, surprise. But what a surprise. Just before the lights go up, you unleash those squiggly creatures from Pandora's box.
Arthur, are you aware that she's never seen that trick before?
She's never even heard of it. That's what's so great. She won't know what's happening.
Women have been known to faint when I perform that illusion, Arthur. You know that. You know it.
Evie won't faint. Heaven forbid.
No, Arthur. The answer is a definite no.
What do you mean, no? Harry, I'm not asking you to do me a favor. I'm engaging your professional services, standard contract. In fact, now that you mention it...
I didn't mention it.
I'm having one drawn up. Name your price. The lawyer will fill it in.
Good day to you, Arthur.
You're not leaving just yet. What are you trying to pull?
What are you trying to pull, Kendall?
Harry Hastings, the great Mandini, magician extraordinaire, is that it? All right, I'll lay a bundle on you for just one performance.
Including health and welfare, including that?
Harry, you may need health and welfare sooner than you think. You know, magicians aren't exactly in demand these days. Or do you plan to stand on local street corners and pull rabbits from hats in hopes that people will throw pennies at you?
I should have hit him. I wanted to, but I didn't. I simply got out of there. Mac, that's the last time I talked to Arthur Kendall.
Why would he want to scare her like that?
Why? To drive her back to an asylum, of course.
For her money, Sally, that's why he married her.
That's also why he wanted to get rid of her. Imagine thinking about money when you're face to face with a creature as lovely and as fragile as Evie Kendall. She is quite simply the most exquisitely beautiful woman in the world.
Mac, he's in love with Evie. Isn't that nice?
I hope so.
Remember that movie with Charles Boyer?
Yeah, and Ingrid Bergman.
Come back, Mac.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what Arthur was trying to do. Gaslight her.
And what someone's still trying to do. But who now?
Well, now, oh daughter of the great criminologist, who's got the most to gain?
I can't think of anybody but Arthur.
Exactly.
But he's dead.
You sure?
Well, how could he be alive? He couldn't. How?
I'm going to exhume Arthur's body.
Oh, Mac.
And I'll have to get Evie's permission.
Suppose we're wrong.
Don't think I haven't thought of that.
I feel fine. But you obviously have some bad news for me. What is it, Mac?
Not bad news. No, I have a proposal I'd like to make to you, but I don't want it to upset you.
I'm fine, really. Propose.
Evie, has it ever occurred to you that Arthur might still be alive?
Mac, how can you even say that?
Because no one can prove his appearance at the seance was a trick, and I refuse at this late stage of my life to start believing in ghosts.
Mac, do you really think he's alive?
We don't know, of course, Evie.
We have to be sure. There's only one way.
How do you do that?
Exhume the body, and I need your permission.
Now, you're taking a terrible risk subjecting her to this.
Eli, please. Mac, if you feel it's the right thing to do, then do it.
Commissioner, I'm sure you're aware that you're dealing with a woman who has a past history of emotional disturbance. Now, during the trial, she transferred her dependence to you, and that's all right. But ideally, since the trial, as her psychiatrist, I should have come to bear some of that responsibility. Well, I didn't. It remains with you. You're the one she counts on. And if you fail her, she's gone. Only this time there won't be any recovery. Now, do I make myself clear?
Yes, you do, Dr. Spig, but there's one thing you don't understand. Sally and I love Evie, too.
Where's Sykes? He went to get the coroner's report.
Did he say anything?
Only that he wanted to tell you himself, though he was smiling.
Commissioner, I've got great news for
Great, let's hear it.
Well, first of all, because of the intervening year, it was impossible to get any fingerprints. Did you get a haircut?
Yeah. Come on, Sykes.
Thought so. Well, then we checked for bone fractures. And there was no discrepancy between the corpse and Arthur Kendall's medical record.
What did you find out?
The dental plates. It so happens that the man who did those plates is a friend of mine. As a matter of fact, he did this bridge. Take a look at that work, will you?
Oh, yeah, it's lovely.
Is that beautiful?
Oh, lovely.
Well, he's a fine man. He's one of the best in the profession. And I talked to him personally.
Sykes, what exactly did he tell you?
A perfect match. No question about it.
About what?
That the corpse is Arthur Kendall.
He's dead?
You bet he's dead.
Thank you, Sykes.
Well, I must say he didn't seem too pleased.
Sykes, he didn't want the body to be Arthur Kendall.
He didn't? Well, nobody told me.
Well, what would you have done about it if they had?
Well, I could have been a little less cheerful.
No.
Are they sure, Mac?
Arthur's dead.
And we're back where we started, aren't we? Oh, Mac. You don't know how I was hoping this would all finally be at an end. That we'd know who it was. I was counting on it.
I was counting on it, too, Evie. I was convinced. Otherwise, I wouldn't put you through all this.
Well, there's nothing to do but go home again, is there?
I'll take you home, Evie. Mac, why don't you pick me up there?
Dr. Spake, please. Commissioner McMillan calling. Hello, Eli? Mac. Yes, we've just had the report. The body is Arthur Kendall's. No, I've already told her. So I'm calling you. Sally's taking her home now, and I think it's a good idea if you were there when they arrived. All right, we can talk about it later.
Excuse me, sir.
Boy, if I was ever set up for one, this is it.
Set up for it?
By a first-class criminal mind, too. He's been ahead of me every step of the way. He knew that seance would terrify Evie, but not enough to drive her insane. Just enough to make her lean on me. A little bit more. He knew I'd exhume the body, which would give her new hope, knowing full well the body was Arthur's. And he knew what that would do to her. Using me to push her right on the edge of madness. Well, if he knows me that well, then I must know him. Well, who is it?
Maybe I better call Dr. Spake.
Here. Your husband called earlier. Thank you for bringing her home, Mrs. McMillan.
I'll just wait downstairs for Mac. My coat and purse right there. That was it. That was the noise. Nothing. The window to the French door's open.
Sally. Sally.
It's the wind. It's just the wind. I know what you're trying to do. If Evie were to come downstairs and see her best friend screaming like a banshee, then it would really drive her mad. What am I talking to? I'm talking to the wind.
Sally.
You're dead! You're dead!
You're to blame for this. You may have destroyed her tonight.
Human mind. It's a primitive fear of the unknown. It's remarkable what it can do to you.
Who could it be?
Fear of the dark.
Motive, motive, motive.
Mildred says you disturbed his grave. She says they don't like that. Mildred also
Sally,
says...
stop thinking about that now. Really.
Right. I'm not going to think about it. I'm not thinking about it.
Mildred.
Oh, it's you, Commissioner.
Sorry, Mildred. I thought I heard it. The roast beef was very good tonight, wasn't it?
Well, who could eat with all those poltergeists roaming around? Poltergeists. Those are the destructive ones, you know. Want one?
No.
Oh. Want another one?
No, one was enough.
Well, I asked. Good night.
It was Mildred getting ice cubes.
I thought it was Mildred. It was just that I was thinking that... When I was a little girl, I was afraid of the dark. So sometimes my mother left the light on for me.
You want one on now?
Not as long as you're here. Thank you, Mac. I love you too.
This is a Richmond lock. It's identical to the one found on the side door of the medium seance room. To open the door, you turn the lock to the right. You close the door, it locks again. Could you open the door, please? Open it. Yeah, thank you.
Then it was locked from the outside.
That's right.
Whoever impersonated Arthur Kendall at the seance had to have an accomplice on the inside.
That's right.
Anything else?
Yes. We vacuumed the room thoroughly. The lab has analyzed the contents.
And?
Well, we found the usual dust, flakes of phosphorescent paint, and these. Pine needles, caked with mud. Could have been tracked in the bottom of somebody's shoes. It's silver-tip Pacific fir, endemic to high altitudes. Found in mountains all through this region.
There's a grove of them up at Kendall's mountain cabin. All right, let's take a run up there. Thank you, Sykes.
Thank you.
Since you're so busy, Sergeant, you know I don't mind driving.
No, I can handle it, Commissioner. I can handle it.
You should have gotten the number of that Dennis that Sykes was recommending so highly.
Well, as a matter of fact, sir, I did.
Oh, good. When's your appointment?
Huh? Oh, it's right about now.
You sure you don't want me to drive?
No, I'm fine, sir. I'm fine. Commissioner, I wish you remember that I'm the one with the gun.
Thank you, Sergeant. I'll try to keep that in mind.
Who do you think it was, sir?
I don't know. Let's go see what he didn't want us to see.
Hello?
Evie. Oh, Evie. This is Arthur. Evie. I must see you. I must see you, Evie.
Where are you?
At the old beach house. Oh, hurry. Hurry to me, Evie.
Yes. Yes, I'll be there.
Enright. Arthur Kendall's tobacco. Special blend.
Well, now we know where he got the stuff to frighten Mrs. Kendall. He being whoever's impersonating Arthur Kendall.
But why? Why smoke it when no one else is around, unless you enjoy it?
Well, you know how it is, sir. You try it.
Ain't right.
You like it. Commissioner? Whoever it was had female company. Take a look.
That's addressed Nora Danemore the night of the seance.
Then you think that she was the one that opened the door that night?
Now I do.
Well, then Nora's husband, Joe, must be our ghost. She just pretended that he was overseas. Actually, he was here all the time trying to gaslight Mrs. Kendall.
Why? Nora and Joe have nothing to gain if Evie's put away. Only Arthur Kendall, her husband, could get the money.
Well, maybe they made a deal with Arthur Kendall. Well, that's no good. He's dead. This thing really hurts. Who else had a motive? Yeah, that's better. You know, sir, I bet I wind up needing a bridge just like Sykes. It's expensive, too. Because you always have to have two of them made in case you lose one or one gets broken or...
Enright?
Oh, I'm sorry about the odor, sir, but it really helps.
You're a genius.
Well?
Call that dentist.
From here?
Find out if Arthur Kendall had a spare plate made.
That's it. Kendall had a spare, and he stuck it in the corpse's mouth.
And pick up Evie. I want her in protective custody. And put out an APB on Arthur Kendall.
Yes, sir. Boy, an all-points bulletin on a dead man. Wait till they hear this one. Commissioner?
Yeah?
If Arthur Kendall is alive, who's dead?
I'll get the answer to that right now.
Arthur Kendall is dead, Mac. You've got to believe me.
You're lying, Nora. Arthur Kendall is alive, and you're conspiring with him to drive Evie insane.
Oh, Mac, I'm surprised.
Come off it, Nora. School's out.
You don't know what you're saying.
Don't I?
No.
You think an investigation won't prove you and Arthur are having an affair?
Oh, all right. So we had an affair. So what?
So what? Out of that affair came the plan to get Evie's money and take off.
Oh, now you're the one
Of
who's
course,
crazy.
you had to get rid of a husband, and Arthur had to get rid of a wife. It worked out just fine, didn't it?
It isn't.
Get Evie committed! Not too difficult where a man as clever as Arthur is concerned.
Mac, you're wrong.
Am I? Something went wrong that night at the cabin, didn't it? Your cute little trick backfired, and all of a sudden you're involved in a murder.
Mac, you're wrong. You are dead wrong.
Am I? Why don't we ask Joe? Why don't we call Joe in Hong Kong and ask him? Or maybe we'd be wasting our time because Joe's dead. That is Joe in the coffin, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, that's Joe. Poor dumb Joe. No matter what you think, it started off without wanting anyone dead. It began when Arthur invited Joe and me up to the cabin for the weekend. Joe, he had no idea what was up. He just thought it was fun time.
Then Arthur called Evie and said he was up there.
Yes, that was the plan. When she arrived, I was to say, why, Evie, don't you remember? You phoned me and invited Joe and me to spend the weekend here. Then when she went home, Arthur was going to insist that he hadn't called her at all. He was at a motel halfway down the mountain, waiting to get the results. But it got late and Joe and I went to bed. Then in the middle of the night, there was a knock on the door, and I told Joe that must be Evie.
Then Arthur planted his own ID on Joe's body. Wristwatch, ring, wallet, and spare dental plate.
Joe's unrecognizable. I don't know how I let Arthur talk me into this. You see, he figured that if Evie wasn't found guilty of murder, he would just destroy her as his own ghost. Clever, huh?
Yeah, clever.
Clever man. And such a good actor. When I phoned him at the motel to tell him what had happened, he really made me believe that he hadn't planned it at all. Actually had me convinced that Evie really had done it. And I used to think Joe was the dumb one.
If Arthur was at the motel, he couldn't have killed Joe.
Then Evie did do it.
Evie's not here, sir. Dr. Spake talked to her on the phone, asked her not to go out tonight, but she wouldn't listen to him. She took a gun. She told him that she was going to go out to the beach house and kill Arthur Kendall. Now, I've looked everywhere for that address, sir, but I can't find it. Dr. Spake doesn't know where it is either. I can't find anybody who does.
Well, I can. You were there 3 or 4 summers ago, Sally. Now try and remember.
I'm trying, Mac. I remember the street, and then I remember I used to turn right at a billboard. I remember the billboard because it used to say Wilson for DA, and that was that guy that you caught trying to bribe the jury.
Well, don't you remember a more current landmark?
Yes, there. Mother Boland's brown bread. Turn right there, right there. This is it, Mac, I'm sure. Oh, Mac, we're too late.
Phone's dead. Call for the car.
Oh.
It's Arthur. It's Arthur Kendall. It's Evie's.
That's correct, Enright. Yeah, the ambulance is leaving now. Yes, he's alive.
We put out an APB on Mrs. Kendall. And Nora Dane's been booked on criminal conspiracy.
Very good.
Anything else I can do, sir?
Yeah. Get a good night's sleep.
Thank you, sir.
Feel okay?
Poor Evie. Imagine being driven to murder.
You think she shot Arthur?
You don't?
Not with that fight that went on in the house.
Of course, Evie's no match for Arthur. He must have fought with a man.
Or if we believe in the Equal Opportunity Act, a very strong woman.
Mac, come on, you're onto something.
Well, let's start with the murder of Nora's husband, Joe. Nora says she didn't do it. Evie says she didn't do it.
Who do you think's telling the truth?
Well, maybe they both are.
If that's the case, we're out of suspects.
Well, there are plenty of suspects, but we're out of his clues.
Well, anyway, at least Arthur's alive.
At least you don't have to believe in ghosts any. Sally, I love you.
You better. What did I do? tell me what I said.
That's what I said.
Central, go ahead, sir.
Sergeant Enright, quickly. Sally, suppose somebody loved Evie very much and knew she was being driven insane.
And he killed Joe that night, thinking it was Arthur?
Suppose Arthur was about to kill Evie, and somebody walked in on him.
They fought, and he got Evie's gun, and he shot him.
Now, what would your average run-of-the-mill killer do in a case like that?
Kill Evie to get rid of all the witnesses.
Unless he thought she was the most beautiful, most exquisite woman in the world.
Harry Hastings.
Enright, sir.
Sergeant, get a squad and meet me at Harry Hastings immediately.
Yes, sir.
You stay here.
But Mac...
Wait in the car and wait for the police.
As you know, I'm not frightened, but I'll just stay with you so you can see I'm not frightened.
Come on.
Tell me those are not bats.
Okay, they're not bats.
Mac, why is he doing this?
Because they're the weapons he knows the best. Come on, do you think he can make it?
Evie!
My last illusion. She isn't dead. She's just resting. She'll wake up in a few minutes.
Is that the only way you could get her to come with you? Hypnosis?
Well, fortunately, Mac, it's part of my trade. You see, mesmerizing an audience helps create certain illusions, makes them quite real, quite real. You agree, don't you, Sally? Mac?
Mac, he's hypnotizing us.
Harry, forget it.
Yes, of course. You're too strong a substance.
No use, Harry. Police are on their way.
The police?
have catacombs here. I have underground passages. You'll not be able to find me. I'm going to keep her here. She's going to be with me. She'll be mine. I'm going to protect her. I'm going to protect her from all of you. See, Mac, it's so simple. I love her. I have always loved her. I tried to explain that to her, that I didn't want her to be hurt anymore. No, Mac, don't do it.
Barry, think of Evie. Think how she'll feel when she finds out you've killed us. Evie won't love you anymore.
Oh, yes, she'll understand. She doesn't trust you anymore. She trusts me now.
No.
I'm the one she called when she went to meet Arthur at the beach house. It was me.
Then why hypnotize her? It's because she stopped trusting you when she saw you shoot Arthur. And she'll hate you if you do this, Harry.
No.
She'll hate you forever.
No, Matt,
She'll
don't say
hate
it.
you.
Don't say it, Joe. She won't hate me. She'll love me. She will love me.
How do you like my fine feathered friend?
Be glad you don't have to clean his cage. There. Careful.
You're gonna be all right, Evie.
Harry.
For a minute. Didn't even act like a regular ghost. Showing up at a seance and accusing somebody of murder who didn't even do it.
Arthur thought Evie had done it.
Well, how could he think that when he wasn't even dead?
Oh, Evie, that's marvelous.
And that Harry Hastings, what did he think when the ghost said Evie murdered him?
Well, what do you think? He thought he'd gotten away with it.
Well, if Arthur really had been dead, he could have used his supernatural powers.
Harry didn't think about that.
Okay, bye, Evie. Evie sends you 40 million kisses, and I am to deliver them personally.
Oh, Mildred.
Yeah, right. Good night. Oh, do you think it's safe to take the hemlock off the door?
Yes, Mildred. And the juniper, and the henbane.
Okay, Mr. Smart Guy, before all this kissing starts, give a girl a break. What was the big clue that made all the lights pop on and say Harry Hastings?
You don't know?
I don't know.
You almost guessed it yourself.
I know. I almost guessed it was something that you said when they put Arthur in the ambulance.
I said you don't have to believe in ghosts anymore.
Of course, Harry Hastings believed completely in the ghost of Arthur Kendall because he believed that he had killed him. Oh, I should have gotten there.
Hey. 40 million, right here.
Coming, Master.
আব্বা আম্মায় যদি তোর ছোটকালে জানতো তোর হাইটের লগে তোর গাদামির হাইটটা একটু বাড়বো তাহলে নিজ দিয়ে এমনিতেই 6 ইঞ্চি কেটে দিত তোর আর গাদামি বাড়তো শুন আব্বা আম্মা যা বলে তা কর বিয়েটা কর আর আমার রাস্তাটা একটু ক্লিয়ারটা কর
ও আমি তোমার পথের কাটা না তোরা কেউ চাস না যে আমি পড়াশোনা করে এই নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াই।
তুই তো নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াস নাই, তুই তো আমার কাঁধের উপর ভর করে দাঁড়ায় আসছিস। এই আসো। এই কি তোরা সকালবেলা এরকম কান্দতেছিস কেন? আব্বাও কান্দতেছে, আম্মাও কান্দতেছে। কিছু আম্মা কি সকালবেলা কি সিরিয়াল দেখা শুরু করছে? তাহলে কিছু চুরি হয়েছে বাসা? কেউ মারা গেছে? কেউ কি মরার আগে হসপিটালে অ্যাডমিট হয়েছে? তাহলে কি হয়েছে? সবাই এরকম আয়োজন করে কাঁদতেছে কেন?
বাবা মা বলতেছে আমার নাকি পড়াশোনার দরকার নাই, ধান থাকলে নাকি ধানের মাঝে চিটাও থাকে, আমি নাকি চিটা।
হ্যাঁ, তোর তো ঠিকই বলছে। আর তুই কখনো দেখছো আব্বা আম্মা পোলাপানের সাথে মিথ্যা কথা বলে?
ভাই কি ওই কথা কইছে? কইছে আমার 1 মাসের মধ্যে বিয়ে করা লাগবে, বিয়ে করা 9 মাসের মধ্যে বাচ্চা পয়দা দেওয়া লাগবে।
মাত্র 9 মাস টাইম দিছে? তুই তো নির্ঘাত ফেল করবি। মানে তোর যে পড়াশোনার কন্ডিশন, তুই 9 মাসের সাথে তোর আরো মিনিমাম 4 মাস টাইম দেওয়া লাগবে, তারপর যদি 12। আচ্ছা, দোকানদাররা অবশ্য নতুন যারা বিয়ে করে তাকে চেয়ার দিকে তাকায় থাকে 2 পয়সা ইনকামের জন্য। তোর দিয়ে সেটাও হবে না, তুই চিন্তা বাদ। হ্যাঁ বল।
তুইও
কি?
আমি আগে সন্দেহ করছিলাম তুই আমার মায়ের পেটের ভাই না। মায়ের পেটের ভাই হলে তুই এরকম করে কথা বলতে পারতি না। তোর আমার না কোনো মিল নাই, না আছে স্বভাবের মিল, না আছে চরিত্রের মিল, না আছে তোর এই যে চেহারার মিল, গায়ের কালারের মিল, কোনো কিছু মিল নাই। বাইকটা
শোন, আব্বা আম্মা যদি তোর ছোটকালে জানতো তোর হাইটের লগে তোর গাদামির হাইটটা একটু বাড়বো, তাহলে নিজ দিয়ে এমনিতেই 6 ইঞ্চি কেটে দিত, তোর আর গাদামি বাড়তো। শোন, আব্বা আম্মা যা বলে তা কর, বিয়েটা কর, আর আমার রাস্তাটা একটু ক্লিয়ারটা কর।
ও, আমি তোমার পথের কাটা না, আমি তোমার জীবনের বাধা। তোরা কেউ আমার ভালো চাস না, তোরা কেউ চাস না যে আমি পড়াশোনা করে এই নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াই।
তুই তো নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াস নাই, তুই তো আমার কাঁধের উপর ভর করে দাঁড়ায় আসছিস। শোন, আমি তোর ছোট হিসেবে চাই তুই আব্বা আম্মার কথাটা শোন, তুই 1 মাসের মধ্যে বিয়েটা কর, আমি কবজি ডুবায়া তোর বিয়ের কাচ্চি খাবো, বুঝছস? এই আসো।
Đi làm mua này mặc đẹp rồi, mua mà cái thờ đẹp này. Bây giờ con đang quay video ấy. Lộ mặt mẹ vào luôn. Nhìn đó đi.
sim cũ hả bà?
Vẫn sim cũ. Bao giờ có cái đổi chuyển được sim mới không?
Thế hả?
Đổi cái sang tên chính chủ của bác.
Lúc mà chị về, phải cả chị cả bá cùng lên chứ.
Này cả bá đi lên được.
Phải bá phải để kết thúc cái sim của bá. Kết thúc cái lần trước bố con phải cả bố lên mà. Xong chị phải có thẻ đó, nhưng chị chưa có thẻ sinh viên thôi. Chưa có. Mới học cũng chưa có. Chưa có mạng.
Sang năm.
Gì sang năm mấy nữa tháng nữa có.
Tặng cái này. Vâng. Có mua gì không? Còn thức ăn không? Thôi lần sau chị thẳng ra bụng được. À đây, báo mua cái như này. Thì về nhà là vẫn làm được phải không? Bây giờ chị Thảo về là chị Thảo vẫn làm được phải không? Thì
cho ông Thảo có chân quay khác mà. Hả? Thảo quay bằng máy ảnh.
Máy gì?
Máy ảnh.
Máy ảnh à?
Thế thì về
nhà không quay được?
Không, Thảo có chân quay to hơn. Chân quay dành riêng cho máy ảnh.
Thế bao giờ chị Thảo về là chị Thảo về phát này. Thế thì báo có này báo mang đi giả 200.000.
Thế
Báo định nào cũng là điện thoại báo một thì một điện thoại báo Khánh suốt ngày lúc người rồi đến này làm tất ngày nào cũng người rồi đến.
Xin chào mừng các bạn đã trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình ngày hôm nay. Và hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn tô màu một bức tranh hình con nhím. Và đây là một bức tranh mình sẽ cần phải tô màu. Các bạn có thấy trên này là bức tranh có màu sắc. Và bên dưới lại không có một màu gì không nhỉ? Thì bên trên này là một bức tranh mà nó đã được tô màu sẵn để làm mẫu. Thì bên dưới này thì mình sẽ chỉ tô cái bên bức tranh chưa có màu ở bên dưới này thôi. Và mình sẽ tô theo cái màu sắc ở bên trên này. Trên này là một hình mẫu nha, để mình tô theo ấy. Thì để tô màu mình cần phải có màu rồi. Và bên cạnh mình đây là một hộp màu gồm 24 màu nha. Gồm 24 màu và mình sẽ không để các bạn đợi lâu thì mình sẽ bắt đầu tô bức tranh này ngay bây giờ nhé. Đầu tiên thì mình sẽ lấy màu tím để tô phần gai của con nhím này trước nha. Thì cái phần gai này của con nhím thì sẽ là để bảo vệ con nhím khỏi những cái kẻ thù, để con nhím nó tự vệ mọi người. Thì sẽ cái phần gai này mà khi nó xù lên thì các con vật khác sẽ không thể tiến gần và cũng không thể làm hại nó. Mình sẽ bắt đầu tô nha. Xin chào các bạn đã trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình ngày hôm nay. Và hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn cho các bạn tô màu một bức tranh hình con ếch. Và đây là bức tranh mà mình sẽ cần phải tô màu. Các bạn nào thắc mắc là tại sao có tận 2 con ếch không nhỉ? Và trên đây là một bức tranh mẫu nha. Và bên dưới này là một bức tranh mà chưa được tô màu. Thì mình sẽ tô màu cái bức tranh bên dưới này theo mẫu bên trên. Thì những cái phần nào tô màu nào thì bức tranh bên dưới này mình cũng sẽ làm y hệt như vậy. Tất nhiên rồi, để tô màu thì mình cần phải có màu. Và bên cạnh mình đây là một hộp màu gồm 24 màu nha. Không để các bạn đợi lâu thì mình sẽ bắt đầu tô bức tranh này ngay bây giờ nhé. Đầu tiên thì mình sẽ lấy màu cam để tô phần mặt của chú ếch này trước. Cái khe mà giữa hai con mắt này thì nó khá là bé nên các bạn khi tô cái đoạn này thì nhớ phải cẩn thận khi tô nha.
ও তুমি
ডরাইছেন?
ডরাবো কেন? মাগের এরকম আতকা মায়া মনের সামনে চলে আসলে তো একটু চিন্তা লাগেই। আর কালকে আবার তোমার মামার সাথে চ্যালেঞ্জ বইলাইছো শেষবার মতো চুল দাঁড়িয়ে আশ্রয় আসতে।
শুনেন, কালকের খেলায় আপনি হারবেন।
বাবা, কনফিডেন্স দেখছো মেয়ে।
যদি না হারছেন তাহলে কিন্তু বললাম এটা দিয়ে আমি আমার হাতে আপনার নাম লিখুন। মানে তো তখনই বুঝবেন যখন এটার দায় আপনার উপর পড়ব। সরেন।
আরে ভাই নাম লিখবা মানে কি মুসিবতে বললাম, জিততে না পারে এখন 2 নাম্বারই।
কি করতেছ? এটা কি করলি তুই মামা বলতো? শেষ পর্যন্ত ওই হাবলু মামার কাছে।
সরি বলছি তো, মিস্টেক হয়েছে। আর এটা খেলা না, খেলাতে হার জিত থাকি।
এই কথা তুই বলতেছিস? 3 বারের চ্যাম্পিয়ন নিলয় বলতেছে এই কথা, শেষ পর্যন্ত খেলায় হার জিত থাকেই।
হ্যাঁ বলতেছি, এবার হয় না আগামী বার হইব। আর শোন, আমাদের না বয়স বেশি হয়ে গেছে, ঠিক আছে? এখন এটা জুনিয়রদের করা কাম, আমরা অনেক সিনিয়র হয়ে গেছি।
এই দাঁড়া জুনিয়র, হ্যাঁ? কোন অ্যাঙ্গেল ওই হাবলু মামার তো জুনিয়র মনে হলো কত দেখি? এই কথা শোনার পরে ওই হাবলু মামা সানফ্লাওয়ার তেল মাইরা ঠিক ঠিক করে হাসবো। তুই এমন একটা কাজ করছিস মামা, এলাকায় মুখ দেখানোর মতো অবস্থা থাকলো না।
আমি টাকা দিতেছি, একটা কাজ কর, বোরকা কিন না পিন্দা ঘুরতে থাক, ঠিক আছে? এলাকায় মুখ দেখাইতে হইব না।
দাঁড়া, আমার মনে হইতেছে কেউ তোরে তাবিজ করছে। তুই কখনো তো এই কথা বলার ছেলে না, কি হয়েছে কত?
কোনো তাবিজ টাবিজ কিছু না। আর শোন, আনোয়ারের রহিম বাবুর ছেড়ে আনতে পাঠাইছিলাম, কই হয়?
ভাই আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভাই।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। আনোয়ার কই?
ভাই পাঠায় কই জানি গেল গা ভাই? কামটা কি হলো ভাই? কালে গেম রাইডা গেলেন?
যাওয়ার হইছে, কাজের কথা আসি। লাইলির পার্টিতে কাচ্চি করে দিব
না ভাই, পারুম না, মাফ করে দেন ভাই। আপনার লেগে আমার জানা আছে, রুমের লেগে আমি ভাই কাচ্চি বাচ্চি রাখতে পারবো না ভাই।
তুই কি কর? রহিম ভাই মাথা ঠান্ডা, মাথা ঠান্ডা। তোমাদের ছাড়া হইব না তো বিষয়টা। এমন কাচ্চি খাওয়াই ফিরবো, মনে করো 7 দিন যাতে কেউ বাথরুম থেকে বাইর না হইতে পারে। বুঝছো না বিষয়টা? পারবা না? যাও এবার রেডি করে গিয়া, যাও তাড়াতাড়ি।
একটু বড় খবর হইব।
তোমরা আমগুলোকে বইতা।
আরে আমরা তো খাবোই, আগে আপ্যায়নটা করে নেই। পুরান ঢাকার ট্রেডিশন তো আপ্যায়ন করা, কি মামা?
এই তো দুষ্ট লাইনে আইছো, এরকম লাইনে থাকলে তো কোনো সমস্যা হইতো না। খুব তো কইছিল খেলার কথা, এখন বুঝছো খেলা কি?
এখন একদম ক্লিয়ার মামা। আপনার একটু কাছে দিই। আলু দেই, আলু আলু।
না না আলু না, গোস্ত দাও, গোস্ত দাও।
এই যে গোস্ত দেই।
অনেক মজা হয়েছে। এই লাইনে দাও, লাইনে দাও।
আলু
আলু ল লাইলি ল। তুমি লইবা নি?
খাইতা মজা তো।
তুমি একটু খাও।
সবাই আমগুলোকে খাইতা।
আরে খাবো তো, খাবার তো আছে।
আমগুলোকে খাও।
আরে মামা খান তো। আছে, কিছু লাগলে বলেন কিন্তু।
মজা হয়েছে।
আসলে
না তুলো গোস্ত ল।
এইবার লইয়া কয়বার হয়েছে?
ভাই 5 বার।
তোমারে এত করে কইছি যে একটু কম কম খাও, মাংনা খাওন পাইলে হুদাই হামাম করে খাও।
দুলা ভাই আমি তো মাগনা খাওয়ান খাই ভাই, আমরা তো বাজেতে জিতছি আর আমি তো পরিমাণ মতোই খাইছি। বিশ্বাস করেন দুলা ভাই, আমি নিশ্চিত ওরা খাওয়ানোর মধ্যে কিছু মিশাইছে। লাইলিও তো পরিমাণ মতো খাইছে, ওরা তো পেট নামছে শুনছি।
হ্যাঁ, মানুষের আর খায় কাম নাই, তোমার খাওয়ানোর লোকে কিছু মিলাইছে।
ভাই আপনি জানেন না, ওরা অনেক ডেঞ্জারাস, অনেক ডেঞ্জারাস দুলা ভাই। ওরা প্রত্যেকটা ধরে ধরে ফাঁসি দেওয়া উচিত দুলা ভাই। আমি খালি একটু সোজা হয়ে দাঁড়াইলি, তারপর দেখেন আমি রাজপথে নামবো, রাজপথে নামবো, আমি আন্দোলন করবো মগো ফাঁসির লিগা।
যাও যাও, তুমি তোমার কামে যাও, আমি তোমার লেগে কেড়ে বয়ে থাকো।
আপনি একটু বহান দুলা ভাই।
Alo chú quả. Chú Quảng ấy, chiều tối tầm từ giờ đến tối chú có ở đấy không? Ở chỗ làm không? Ở nhà không ấy? Từ giờ đến tối chú có ở nhà không? Chị con sang, cái máy tính của con nó đầy dữ liệu rồi. Giờ chị con sang để cóp cái máy ảnh sang ấy. Nhưng mà chú đã cóp lên driver đâu? Chú đã đăng lên driver đâu? Thế để chị con sang để máy tính nó hết rồi ấy. Nó hết gì nhỉ? Máy gì nhỉ? Máy ảnh nó hết dữ liệu rồi. Bây giờ chị con sang cóp sang máy của chú luôn được không? Vâng, chị con đang gần đấy mà. Được không ạ? Chị Thảo à? Ok, vậy chị con sang cóp máy sang nhé. Ok ạ. Ê, em vừa bảo là chị đang ở gần đấy ấy. Thì chị cứ sang đi nhá, xong rồi đến chị ghi là tí em gửi cho chung cư U Siêu. Thì chị đến đấy chị bảo là máy tính của em nó bị hết dung lượng rồi ấy. Mà chưa cóp lên driver lên là chị đang tiện đấy thì chị sang đấy cóp luôn nhá. Tại vì máy ảnh của chị cũng hết đấy. Tầm 7 cây. Chắc cái kia, mai cái kia. Cứ sang coi. Mình sẽ dùng cả màu vàng để tô phần bụng của chú sóc này nữa nha.